today's video. So I thought we would do something super fun and super easy. So I got these from the Dollar Tree. They're exactly the same, and what we're going to do is we're going to make a floating heart. So you can do this so many ways. You can do them like this. You can do them like this, where they're kind of together. You can do them where they kind of go on each other like this. There's just so many ways to do it, and really you should determine it based on how your door is. So if your door is pretty narrow, then you would want to do your little hearts like this. You can use 3. If you decide that you want to do it right here through the center, then there's already a little hole that you can use to do it. But we're going to do, let's see, which way should we do? I think that we're going to do this. I really like that a lot. So somewhere around here. Okay. So what I'm going to use, and there are several different things you could use for this, okay? Let me get my glue pot going here, which of course is just an electric skillet. Okay, so you can use these little sticks, right? So these are what you barbecue on your grill. You can use a dowel. Now this dowel is way too big for this, so that's why I went with these, but I generally will do a couple. It just helps a little bit if you not only take glue, but you take something solid like a stick to make sure you can attach them together. So these are small enough. Oh, and a craft stick. You could use a craft stick. These are small enough that I can cut them. Okay. All right. Now I'm not exactly sure how long I'll need, but on the bigger piece I want to put down more. So like this, and then what you do is you figure out exactly where you want it to connect. I like that. And you will put it up there. Alright, so what I do is I figure out where exactly I want them to be. I'm just kind of looking on the camera to see the way I like it. Yep, okay, so about right here. So I'll kind of go ahead and punch my hole in advance, like that. And then I will take my stick and I will run it through my glue, just like this. Now, I want a pretty good amount on it, but I don't want a ton. You know, about like that. And I will put it through the bottom first. Okay, and if you feel like one is not going to hold it, by all means, do 2. Okay. You can even use some of the glue from this one and just put another piece in. All right. There we go. Okay. All right. I want to push this down just a little bit more. Okay. Now normally I would do this with the Dollar Tree ribbon. However, my Dollar Tree never got any of the Valentine's ribbon. So I'm just going to use some leftover ribbon that I have. There we go. Alright, so now I'm going to take this, I'm going to take this stick, and I'm going to run it through the glue again. I don't need a ton. Okay. So I punched a hole right there, so we know that's where we have to go in. All right, there we go. Okay, so you can see how our hearts look. Okay, I will also take just a little bit of glue and just kind of put some right here in the center. Okay, just going to ensure that that heart is going to stay together nice and smooth. I will do a little bit on the back. Okay. All right. So, all right, now you just want to make sure that it has time to glue together. Okay. So in the meantime, I'm going to trim off this little tag. And I'm going to set this over here to dry. So while that's drying, we're going to work on a bow. Now if you have a Dollar Tree that has ribbon, by all means get it. Otherwise, just use what you have. Alright, so I always have things like this around, and I use it quite often. So I love it. So we're going to be using the Easy Bow Maker. And I just have some different ribbons here. This is actually from Christmas from Sam's. And we're going to make 2 bows for our little hearts here. Alright, so the first one, I'm just going to take it, and let's zoom in a little bit here. Okay, so I'm going to take it, and I'm going to go about 9 or 10 inches with my tail, put it down in my bow maker. I'm going to twist this around, and I'm going to go right over to the 6. Okay, then I will put it down inside the bow maker, make sure it's where I want it to be. Okay, and then you want to twist again so you can get that pretty side up. You can put your hand in there to keep it at the right place. So you see how you can do that? Right there. Okay, I really like this ribbon, so let's do 2 of it. All right, so remember, just stick your hand in there. This one has the numbers on it, so you don't have to worry that you're not getting the right length on it. Okay, so just go through there. There we go. All right. So now I can pull this out, and I can trim it off and take this one away. All right. Okay. So now we're going to use another one. So this is leftover ribbon, you can tell. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing out to about the 8. Just put it down. I want to pull this tail down. All right. And I am going to go to the 6 again. So right to the 6. Okay. There we go. Alright, and to the 6 again. Okay, and I just want the 1. So I'll just cut that off. And I do save my extra ribbon because you never know when you might be able to use it. So, okay. So I want this tail to go up here. You can go ahead and cut your details by folding over, trimming at an angle. Fold over, trim at an angle, fold over, and at an angle. Just gives it that nice little look. Okay. Now, there's the dowel we didn't need. Okay. So now I'm going to do some of this ribbon. You see, this is really one of the few that I have that is a Valentine's. I have a couple Valentine's ones. All right. So this time I'm going to go, so I have about the same. I'm going to go to about the 5. So I will move my little thing aside here, find the 5, put my ribbon down. There we go. Twist it over, move this out, and find the 5. It really does help if you put your little fingers there. Okay, so I just wanted a splash of white in there. So white is always a good one, and black is a good one to just kind of pull out your colors. So I have a little black and white we're going to toss in here. This is a 1.5 inch. So I usually make the tails on my 1.5 inch just a little bit longer. Okay. And we are going to go to about 4.5. So I can go really close to the end of this one. Okay. I want this to come down here. So go really close, and if you're not sure, take them and fold them up to make sure that they are equal. Okay? Here we go. This one looks a little bit short. There we go. All right. So we will do 2 with this one. Okay. So I'm just matching the one in front of it, like that. Okay, and then trim it off. So we're just adding the splash in, and we're going to finish with this one. So this is our last one for this bow. So we're going to match that tail. Okay, twist. We're going to go in between these two. So same length, twist. Oh no. Same length right there. Okay. So perfect amount. We had the perfect amount. Okay. Now what I like to do before I take things off of this boat maker is I'm going to go ahead and start moving everything where I want it to go. Okay? Alright. I'm going to grab a zip tie. I'm going to throw it underneath all of this ribbon. And I'm going to just tie it on a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to pull the whole piece out. And I will take this and move it around the back. I'm going to tighten it a little bit more. And then once again, I'm going to spread everything out and make sure that I have the bow where I want it to be. Now this bow is going to be at the top up here. So I kind of want to look and see how I want my tails to go. So do I want them to all go down to the front? Because if I do, now is the time for me to move them. Okay. So if I want them all hanging down here and just have my bow part up here, maybe one. Little short tail, or maybe even 2, like that. Okay. So you always want to think about that before you completely tighten this down. Okay, just kind of shift all those. We might put this one out to the side, this one out to the side. There we go. Wonderful. You can trim this end off. Okay, whoops. There we go. Okay. Now, I have everything where I want it to be. Just gonna fluff it out a little bit. And then I am going to take deco rope. And this is what I'm gonna put in the back to tie with. Okay. So I have about a 22-inch piece. I'm gonna slide it underneath my zip tie here. Okay. That. Then I'm gonna tighten it down. I may not need exactly this much. Oh, about right there, I think. I want to tighten it very tight. Okay, and then we'll trim this off. Okay, now I'm going to take this, I'm going to take this little piece and I'm going to pull it around so I can hide that zip tie. Then I'll pull it in the back and I will tie it down like this, okay? So the reason we're doing that is because this is going to be our tie. Okay, this is what it's going to tie, what it's going to hang from. Okay? So now what I'll do is take another piece. Okay, this is about 12 inches, all right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this little thing that it comes with, all right? And I'm going to take this piece, the two pieces together, I'm going to run them in the glue, okay? And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to stick it right down in there where that tie was, okay? I want to make sure it's in there good, okay? And then that piece is going to tie on to my bow. See? So we have our little piece here, and we can run it through here. All right. Like that. And then we flip this around and tie it on. Okay, so what we're doing is we are creating a little space between the heart and the bow, and then a little area to hang it on. So you can decide how far down or how high up you want your bow to be. All right, and then what I'll do is I will take these long pieces. First I'm going to trim off this. Okay, and I'm going to curl it up. Okay, so I just start curling. All right, I want it to be whimsical. So you can curl to the side, like that. Okay, I'm gonna have these out. Okay. Just kind of curl as you go up. There. Okay. Sometimes these have the little wires that stick out. I just trim them off. Alright. This one we can tie up tight, like that. Alright. Then we just fluff out our bow. And what you can do is take your hands and just run it under the ribbon to get it to kind of curl under, like this. There we go. Like that. All right. so this one, there we go. I don't really want to have much hanging down, so I will actually curl this one up, just like that. So now when you pick it up, and let me pull this up now. Now when you pick it up, you can still see the little heart, and we have our second little heart down here. So now, there are so many things you can do with it once you get to this stage. You can be done, or you can get roses from the Dollar Tree. And you see how we have our little place here where our glue is. You can take, see, like they have these little hearts here. So we could put we can trim this off like that. We could put a little heart here. Okay, now of course we would take this little piece out, but this is great to cover up where that piece was. See, we have a couple of them. We could even do a couple together, kind of like this. That's cute. You could put flowers there. You could put little roses there. So you just put like a little rose right there. This is probably not the best rose to make an example of, but you can do that. So you can just do whatever you want to cover this little area here. The other thing you can do is you can make another bow. So you can put a bow there. Let's put some of this away. So to put a little bow there, see, you could do a white flower there. We'll just clean that mess up real quick. There we go. Alright. You can also put little hearts inside the bow. Ooh, we have a couple of those. Let's do that. That one and that one. Alright. So I am going to take this heart and I am going to put it inside my bow, just like that. So what I do is I just take the heart, I just run it through my glue, okay, and just plop it right in there with my bow. So you see how that starts to bring the bow into this piece? And then if we put another one down here, it ties them in together. Now, let's make a small bow, and I can show you what I'm thinking of. Okay, so set that over there. We'll move these down. Okay, so let's make a small bow. So we're just going to make a much smaller version, and we're just going to use the 1.5 inch. Okay, so we'll use the colors that we've been sticking with. So we'll do red and black. And if you do the smaller, the 1.5 inch, it's not going to take up as much room. Okay? So we'll go out, let's go out to, let's do a small one, like to the 5. Okay? So 5, slightly over 5, but that's okay. Twist, go just a little bit over 5, right there. Okay. Kind of pull these out. Let's do one more. So right around the 5. It's kind of like 5 to 5.5. There we go. Twist. All right, like 5.5. There we go. All right, and then we're going to trim it. Just like that. All right. Then we're going to do our black and white, and we're going to end with our cute pattern one. Okay. go out to the end, place it down. And it is okay to mix patterns when you are doing bows. So you see here, we are just going to mix patterns all over the place. And that's totally okay. There are no rules that says that you can't. It's not like clothing. You don't have to stay within a certain guideline. Okay? All right. So let's put our tail down. I'm going to make this one just a little bit smaller. There we go. All right. So we're going to use a zip tie on this as well. Okay. Pull it out. All right. Slide it in the back. Start to pull it, but we want to spread these out so that we can see everything. All right. Once we're good, we just tighten it up, cut it off. All right. So here is the little bow. And so what we'll do is we'll take these and we will curl them under, and it will almost look like other loops in the bow. It's a great way to use to just make a few loops and still make it look like a full bow. Okay, so here we go. Just curl it under. Just makes it look nice and full. You see how it almost looks like there's more loops than there are? There we go. Fluff up your loops that you do have. There we go. All right. Now we're going to use our rope again. This stuff is awesome because it is wired, so it makes it easy. Okay. So I will just go around where my zip tie was and tie it on. Okay. It's going to hide where that was. All right. There we go. Now, let's look at the different places we could put this. So we could put it here. Now the only problem with putting it there is that it does kind of cover some of this heart. So what I like to do is put it down here. So if you kind of put it down here at the bottom, then it doesn't cover the hearts, but you have kind of a cute matching bow. Okay, so what we can do is we can take one of these hearts, run it in our glue, and put it right in our bow. Okay, and now our bows are coordinating. We can take this heart, okay, I'm going to run it in the glue, okay, I don't want there to be too much glue, and I'm going to plop it down right where we connected our hearts. Alright, so this we can tie around the heart, or we can do like we did up here, and we could insert this into the heart. Okay, so I will trim this off because I don't want this. Okay, there we go. So what I like to do is I like to take this piece, put a little glue on it, I will insert it into the heart. There we go. Okay, and there you go. How easy and simple was that? So now you have a nice little floating heart. So I think I'm gonna have to let this dry a little bit more. Okay. It's still kind of gluey. All right, there we go. All right, so you'll have to let me know what you thought. Hold on, let me fix this. There's a little bit too much play in this wire, so I'm just kind of make it smaller. There we go. All right, now we got it. Awesome. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this and it gives you a little idea of something you can do that is quick and simple and easy, and you can do with Dollar Tree supplies. All right, well, I will see you again soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.